Yeah. Welcome back.
That was a really good 7, by the way, Stu.
Well, you're welcome for it. It was,
Let's go back and count how many times he said something about that, or something like that.
something like that.
That's what it was.
Well, it was really confusing. It's like you're seeing like the ruins of Atlantis for the first time.
Can you hit that light behind you? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Well prepared as usual.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now we're into our sports segment, just like the train wreck that just happened. We have a nice little NHL bracket here,
Little
and
tidbit.
really it just warms my heart because I see the Detroit Red Wings. They are in 6th place, but it's a very, very tight race. And the Philadelphia Flyers, who I don't know if everyone knows, that is Paul's favorite team.
Yeah.
And we have Stuart,
He's a
who loves the Detroit Red Wings. I myself am homeboy Dallas Stars fan. And
he's a Philly faggot.
from all
right.
the standings and how that works, I do see one team that's number 1, and then I see a team that's number 6 and number 8.
Yeah.
They might even make the playoffs.
No, they might not even make the playoffs. You are correct.
What say you about that? And then we got Boston.
I would like
What
for them
say
to make
you?
the playoffs. That's what I have to say about it. I would like for them to make the playoffs and for the Detroit Red Wings to not make the playoffs.
That's
That would be my
pipe dream.
Stanley Cup dream. After that, I don't even care what happens.
I think we even had a nice conversation about their game against Pittsburgh and how it was going to
That's
go,
right.
and how it's been going this season. Since you said that they wrecked them this year.
I don't think those
he's
are the
using
words
those
I used,
words.
Stuart.
He's using those fucking words again.
But yeah, so
I
what,
believe I said that Detroit was trouble.
but what happened in the Pittsburgh game? The one that I told you that was probably going to be an issue for Philly.
I don't remember.
Yes, I think it's 6-2. I think was the final score.
Was that the score?
Yeah.
6-2. That's okay.
I don't know that that's right.
I don't know that.
Well, Dallas is losing 2-0 right now, but it's okay. They can afford that.
They've got some headway.
So I do have to ask. I've already made my assumptions, but considering we're a good hockey group, who do you think is going to go? Well, we have the Eastern Conference. Washington's kicking ass with 116 points. No one's even close. Pittsburgh with 100 points. And then you got Florida. They were making some headway. Who do you guys think is going to take the East?
Pretty sure.
No, it's not Detroit. It's not Detroit. It's not Detroit.
Pretty sure that
I'm going to give you a hint. It's not Detroit.
I'm pretty sure it starts with a Washington and ends with a Capitals. That's
You go with Washington?
Yeah.
Paul, don't just say Philly.
I mean, it would be hard to say that it's not going to be the Washington Capitals, but I imagine they'll fuck it up and it'll be like New York or some
well
shit
with
team
a,
like
a
that.
7-game lead right now. I mean, either way, the playoffs are different though. They're always teams that come from the bottom.
Then we go to the Western Conference where teams 1 through 7 have already clinched a playoff spot. Poor Minnesota is just hanging on by a thread. And they are lined up to play the Dallas Stars in the first round if it carries on the way that it's going right now. Who do you guys got in the West?
Right now, I'm taking the Stars in the West.
Oh, look at that.
Unfortunately, I mean, not unfortunately. I like the Stars.
You
They're not an
can't, no, you
Eastern
can't like the
Conference
Red
team.
Wings and like the Stars.
Sure you can. Sure you can. Yeah, I mean, I don't really see. I think the Blackhawks could be trouble. Maybe LA. St. Louis is not a good playoff team.
Absolutely
Well,
not a good playoff
so-
team.
I think they'll get out of the first round.
Oh, really?
That's pushing it. That's like the Stars. If they make it out of the first round, it'll be the first time since 90. 90. I guess. Stay on. Hello. No. Okay.
Don't be a dick.
There it is. It's been a while. Probably since last time the Cowboys made it past the second round.
Still upset about that, huh?
Oh God.
Well, I'm going to have to go with y'all, though. I'm kind of more of a realist, and I'm going to call either Chicago or Los Angeles. I just don't think the Stars have it this year. The defense isn't that strong, even though they're kind of playing a lot better defense nowadays.
They've been coming alive really solidly this last.
Pretty sure it's 2 or 3 nothing Anaheim now.
Oh. Ooh.
All right. Well, shifting gears onto the NFL. Got a lot of offseason
Yeah, Broncos
moves.
are looking really good this offseason.
Okay, first of all, for the audience to know, yes, I'm a huge Denver Broncos fan. And it's any type of strategy. If you have a Super Bowl winning team, every other team is going to try to dismantle that team. That's just the bottom line. I'm actually pretty surprised that we came out still retaining Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, which, by the way, thank you, Dallas Cowboys, for him.
Yeah, that was great letting him go.
Now, and again, everyone's getting worried because Manning retired.
No, they
Mark
picked up
Sanchez.
Sanchez. It's fine.
Oh man, when I saw that move, I was like, wow, they want to be the Jets. Like, is that?
Obviously, they just showed from last
'Cause
year
that's
they
how-
can
that's how you
win a
become a Jet.
championship without having a quarterback. I love Peyton Manning to death, but I'm telling you, he could have not played at all, and they still would have had that championship. No
You-
question.
Not able to perform.
His only play that he had in the Super Bowl was that 2-point conversion. That was it. That was it. Everything else was just run the
The
offense.
quarterback still has to snap the football and not fumble it.
It
So
looked-
I think Mark Sanchez is even suspect.
Oh, God. It looks rough for both of them. Sanchez loves just smacking into asses and fumbling the ball. Manning looked rough.
Well, I'll tell you,
He didn't even look mobile.
Kaepernick, I've always said that he had talent, and he had a really good coach in Harbaugh.
Oh, yeah.
And whenever he lost him, he lost his leadership basically, and there was no mentoring in order to put him on the right track. You know,
Probably
'Cause
pretty difficult.
What, it was his rookie season that he went to, or it was his second season that he went to.
It was also the
Super
fact
Bowl.
that they were incorporating the read option. RG3 even got away with it. No one in the NFL really knew what that whole read option package was. And so in the first year, Colin
RG3 looks
Kaepernick
like he had a lot of success with it, I think.
well, in the first year he did.
Where did he end up again?
Well, the running quarterback is a dying, facade anyway, because Cam Newton was that triple threat, but defenses are reading it, and
Exactly.
really good defenses are able to just fucking destroy you. And
That's true.
That's exactly what they did to Cam Newton in the Super Bowl.
And
so.
I've got a theory about that. I think that everyone always says defenses win championships, and it makes a hell of a lot of sense because when you're on offense, especially when you're in the Super Bowl. Now, I'm a huge Broncos fan. Even when I was watching that Super Bowl game, I was nervous. I was extremely nervous. I can only imagine how the players felt on the field. So when you're on offense, especially as the quarterback, yes, your passes are going to be a little bit higher. You're going to miss your mark. And as a defense, all you have to do is react.
Right.
And that's exactly why defenses win championships. They're probably nervous as shit too, but the fact that all they have to do is just react and not go out and make plays is why defenses win championships. What say you, Paul?
I don't feel like it's that simple. And I feel like if there was one defensive player in this room, they would have knocked you out of your chair already.
Oh, was that commercial? Was it Terry Tate or something?
Yes,
No.
the office linebacker.
Yes, office linebacker.
I put covers on my
You don't leave the
TPS
coffee
reports.
pot empty.
I do put my cover sheets on the TPS reports.
Thank God it's 2016. Nobody faxes anymore, for the most part.
But I do have some interesting news that you brought up Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick's asked for a trade already.
Not surprised.
He's already asked for a trade, and I can only imagine.
Well, isn't San Francisco on their third coach in 3 years?
they have Chip Kelly?
Right.
They
They
have
picked up Chip Kelly.
Yes.
Chip
God
Kelly
damn.
is now.
Why would anybody sign Chip Kelly?
their
I don't know.
their interim fucking coach didn't work out for shit.
who was the interim? Oh, it looked like Mario.
Yeah, he's the.
I don't know his name.
Oh, I think I know. who
He's
you're
that
talking about.
forgettable. That's how much of an impact he made as a head coach in the NFL that everybody will not know his name.
Wait, didn't they finish? They finished like real close to bottom.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
what
I
are they
think
like second or third?
What pick do they have? They have a. Let's see. So it's Tennessee gets the first pick, and then isn't it Jacksonville? Jacksonville gets the second one.
Probably Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Dallas.
Dallas number 4.
4.
I think
Number 4, baby.
Yeah,
So
I think 49ers have 6th
I guess
pick.
San Francisco must have done better than Dallas last
They
year.
sure shit did. They sure shit did. Dallas.
I guess everyone can end this whole Romo's not this great quarterback. Obviously, without Romo, that team goes to shit.
it was pretty obvious that that's what happened.
And are you going to have Des Bryant? That's 100%?
Well, this is the thing, the reason why he went down so early in the season is because he didn't train, because he was working on it, getting his contract fulfilled, getting the contract, getting paid, but he wasn't doing the workouts.
You see the Dan Stewart meme when he's talking about money? Getting the contract, getting paid.
But yeah, no. So he wasn't training. He didn't participate in the workouts in the preseason, and it showed. He was getting cramps and dehydrated during a fucking football game. So
He gets more dehydration than I've seen any other player. Gronk is also the same way, but that's because that motherfucker parties hard. I don't get it.
He's like
you're getting
Menzel.
paid tons and tons of money. The least you could do is hydrate your damn body.
Yeah.
All right. Well, moving on. We've got from NFL.com 6 trades that we'd like to see. I don't know who we are. I'm assuming it's the writer by Chris Wessling. Kevin, who gives a shit? Let's see if Muhammad Wilkerson
Never heard of him.
to the Raiders for a 2016 second-round pick.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful trade. A second round
I'm
pick.
gonna tell
Yes.
you, don't discount the Oakland Raiders.
2 thumbs up.
They're looking really good now.
That's not. No, nobody's ever said that and been serious.
Mike,
Besides Bill Romanowski.
In the last 20 years, nobody has said that with a straight
have you heard
face.
that guy talk?
He's,
I feel really bad for them. Well, I'll get to that.
yeah,
in
it
a
sounds like
second.
CTE caught up with him.
Oh.
Wow, that's dirty, Stewart.
Not the full way though.
Watch, he's gonna kill himself, and they're gonna find it. Sure enough,
No,
Anyways.
it just turns out Bill Romanowski was an asshole.
he's still an
There
asshole.
was nothing
Just a
physically wrong with
giant-
him. He was just a miserable prick.
Just a giant.
They were doing the Super
D-bag.
Bowl pregame show, and they had Bill Romanowski on. First of all, he sounded drunk.
He
And
probably
he sounded
was
like
drunk.
he sounded like a white Mike Tyson, and he talks so soft. He's like talking about Cam Newton, what he would do. He's like, "I'm fine, it's fine. I get down the pile, I squeeze his neck, just show him here." I wanted to turn. I was embarrassed. Bill Romanowski. Let's see here. Mike Glennon to the Jets for a mid-rounder in 2016. I
These
don't
are
know
very
about that.
very exciting trades they have up here. All these draft
Ryan-
picks flying around.
That's the free agency's all done. It's all done and over with. now.
Ryan Matthews to Miami after the Eagles draft Ezekiel Elliott. That's your boy, isn't it? you want Ezekiel Elliott, don't you?
Yeah, he would be a good addition. to
Either
the
him
Dallas.
or Ramsey. I think Ramsey would be a really good pick.
Yeah.
Pierre Garçon to the Falcons for a 5th rounder in 2017.
Nobody fucking cares about Pierre
Fucking
Garçon.
Pierre
Like 5 years
Garçon.
ago, that could have even made something. Nobody gives a shit now.
It's
How
pretty
about
irrelevant.
Jamal Charles to the Colts for a 2nd rounder?
Nobody gives a fuck. Again, 5 years ago, maybe somebody would have cared.
Is he
Nobody
gonna?
gives
Is
a
he gonna
fuck.
be the next? What was that fucking that? Trent.
Trent Richardson?
Yes, Richardson. That fucking stallion.
They had so many pictures of him finding the hole. He's running in like all these players, and it shows a wide hole to the right. He just goes. All he has to do is just walk that way, and he walks into the end zone.
That just shows.
And it wasn't just one picture; it was at least like 3 or 4. All right, but shifting gears now, when Stewart kind of already boiled that one, and I really do start to believe this. There is a huge, huge problem coming up in football. It started off with boxing, but now it's really starting to take effect into football, and it worries me, and it really hits a soft spot in my heart because I've seen a lot of people with PTSD or a lot of debilitating diseases or experiences where they can't truly use their mind. And that's got to be one of the scariest things. This is called CTE. If no one's familiar with it, it's chronic traumatic encephalopathy. And what happened was you had this, he was a doctor, he was actually a coroner in Pittsburgh. And he started looking at all these dead bodies. And right around the time you had these Pittsburgh Steelers, one of them was, he was a famous center. And I forget the actual name of the dude. I think it's Mike Dexter. But what happened was you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He's sniffing?
CTE.
CC there. And Mike Webster. And so what he found from the brain was this huge debilitation as far as like the brain is just literally dying. And so he started assuming that it came from a lot of concussions. And he makes this really good analogy by taking a jar and he puts an egg in a jar and he just starts cranking it. And so every time you have a huge collision, which he said in the movie, this is also from the movie Concussion, everyone go see that. It's a badass movie. You'll really enjoy it. Even if you're an avid football fan, I guarantee you'll look at the sport in a different way. But what he does is he takes this jar and he starts showing, like, after every collision, and you start seeing the egg just start cracking, and then you start seeing it kind of separate. And it's a huge problem. And the biggest issue is they have concussion syndromes. I don't know if you've had people, you can watch a documentary, it's called Happy on Netflix. And it was the guy who was the director of Bruce Almighty. He also did a couple of other movies. He got into a really bad car accident. And he suffered from it's called a post-concussion syndrome. And what that is you can't even see. You see double. Every time there's a light on, it hurts your head. You get migraines. And he was even contemplating suicide. And so these are just some of the symptoms that these people go through, and which ultimately does lead to suicide. And so I think it's a very interesting phenomena, and I definitely think the NFL needs to start addressing it, which we're already kind of seeing as far as NFL's a corporation. And even the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers, I think it was from 1991 to present time, have said they don't have any history of concussions.
Fucking Sean Lee. Like, that's just like he's out with a concussion every other fucking game. I mean,
Or
that-
Troy Aikman or Steve Young. Yeah, no concussions. It's fine.
Didn't,
Not a big deal.
Didn't Aikman retire because he got robbed?
Yes, that's
Absolutely.
exactly
so
what
much?
happened.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. And the funny part was him and Steve Young had the same agent.
Oh, right.
And this was before all this
So
stuff
he got
really
him
started
out.
hitting.
He got him out this is before.
Well, and it's funny, too, because what does he do now? He's the play-by-play for Fox Sports.
Yes.
I don't see him struggling for words. As a matter of fact, I'm very impressed with Aikman. From having 6 concussions, the fact that he can still keep it together. Now, he is with Joe Buck at the same time, but I'm very impressed.
Yeah, anybody sounds
Are they
like Einstein
together?
next
Is that
to Joe
official?
Buck.
Absurd.
Yeah, I know. Joe Buck's a piece of shit.
But yeah,
Fucking hate that guy. He's so fucking mean to the Cowboys. Like, they're fucking struggling. They're on their last fucking leg of, they need just somebody to grab their fucking hand and he'll just fucking spit on it. The Cowboys suck. Fuck Joe Buck.
anyways, that's what I have for sports. We'll go ahead and go on break and come back, and then we can tackle science and miscellaneous.
That was a very informative CTE discussion.
well, that's
I
what I-
actually, I actually learned something.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. My research was on fleek.
Well, yeah, it was on fleek. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
All right. We'll be back.